Thank you, Mr. Nugent. And again, I appreciate your complimentary remarks regarding mine, and I compliment you with regard to yours. I don't think we have a single bit of daylight between us when it comes to the support of the men and women that are in the military. I do quarrel with across the 14th Street Bridge, the amount of money that we spend at the Pentagon. I have personally seen generals serving generals, and somewhere along the line that just does not add up to frugality. Mr. Speaker, the legislation before us provides a comprehensive accounting of our nation's military activities and includes much-deserved pay raises for our troops, or critical funding for health programs and disease research. Let's make it very clear, the only thing that we could afford was less than 2% raise for our troops. And I personally, and I believe Chairman Young of the subcommittee and the distinguished Floridian who has served on this committee for a protracted period of time, and has no peer when it comes to support of the military. He did have one peer that I know extremely well, and he does as well, and that's Ike Skelton, who was not reelected. And we miss Ike, and he put forward on behalf of this country, first as a soldier and then as a congressperson. And then we can't come up with the necessary expenditures to keep our military well-equipped, well-trained, and superior to any other force. But at the same time, we need to devote greater attention to the use of these precious resources. I wish that the Republican majority would have devoted as much concern for the non-defense portion of our budget as they do to the vast level of spending contained in this measure. We need to appreciate that spending money on conflict prevention, as my friend Mr. Lewis pointed out, is far, far cheaper in the long run than spending money on conflict engagement. We cut social services programs here at home and around the world at our own peril. For when people lack food, lack resources, lack dignity, and lack a future, lack hope, their nations will much more easily succumb to the kind of extremism, violence, and instability that we are spending billions fighting. I have no quarrel with providing the necessary funding to support our servicemen and women or to carry out their missions. Our nation needs a lean and powerful and effective military, and we owe a debt of gratitude, as has been expressed and likely will be continuously throughout this appropriations process, to the members of the military and their families for the sacrifices they make and the devotion to duty they demonstrate. When they are sent on difficult missions overseas, it's our duty to see that they have our full and complete support. But we also have great needs in this country, and we cannot continue to slash funding for essential programs here at home in favor of ever-increasing funding for wars abroad. We cannot continue spending money overseas that will go to waste when water treatment plants get blown up. We can't continue funding dubious efforts in regions where our money trickles down to the very extremists it is supposed to be defeating. And we cannot keep increasing our military budget year after year while devastating essential programs are left by the wayside here at home. I do have one concern about this rule, and that is the new section that was added to this rule at the last minute that set forth restrictions on the amendment process. But at this time, I will yield back the balance of my time.